Welcome to HFY Sci-Fi Stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss new stories. The ancient temples of Alari stood majestically against the alien, amber sky. Their weathered stone facades whispered tales of a civilization predating human history. Lieutenant Commander Nathan Felton wiped sweat from his brow, hiking the winding path to the research camp. His boots stirred up dust that shimmered in the alien sun, tiny particles like microscopic fireflies. "Damn heat," he muttered, swallowing tepid water that tasted faintly of purification tablets. 3 weeks into this diplomatic mission, Nathan still felt like an outsider. The Alarans, tall, blue-skinned humanoids with flowing silver hair, maintained a polite but clear distance. He couldn't blame them. Humans had only discovered Alari 5 years prior, after millennia of isolation. Reaching camp, Dr. Harrington beckoned him. "Felton, perfect timing. The High Priestess has granted us an audience at the Central Temple tomorrow. A first, it for outsiders." Nathan nodded, feigning interest. He was security, a pilot reassigned after an incident grounded him. Babysitting duty, his squadron called it. "Commander Felton." A melodic voice interrupted him. He turned to face an Alaran woman, her deep blue skin velvet smooth, her silver hair cascading down her back. Her dark green outfit accentuated her curves, making Nathan acutely aware of his time off-world. "I am Nia," she said, her amber eyes studying him with curiosity. "Daughter of High Priestess Kayla. I'm your liaison for tomorrow." "Nathan Felton," he replied, extending his hand, then awkwardly retracting it. Amusement flickered across her face. "You are the pilot?" "Yes, the one who flew through the vortex storm to deliver medical supplies." Nathan shrugged. "Just doing my job." "Perhaps," Nia said, tilting her head. "Yet none of our pilots would attempt such a journey. The storm should have destroyed your craft." "Got lucky, I guess." "I do not believe in luck, Commander Felton." Her gaze lingered a moment too long. "The temple awaits at dawn. Rest well." As she walked away, Nathan noticed the graceful sway of her hips. Dr. Harrington chuckled. "I think you've made an impression, Commander." "Don't be ridiculous," Nathan muttered, watching Nia disappear. That night, Nathan dreamed of flying. Not in his shuttle, but in something ancient and powerful that felt like an extension of himself. He awoke before dawn, the dream vivid, a strange anticipation building. The central temple was a massive pyramid, its surface covered in carvings that seemed to shift with the light. Nathan and the team followed Nia through labyrinthine corridors lit by bioluminescent plants. "These chambers have been sealed for 10,000 years, Nia explained, her voice echoing. "What you're about to see is sacred." They entered a vast chamber where elders stood in ceremonial robes. At the center, bathed in light, sat a spacecraft, sleek and organic, resembling a teardrop of metallic substance gleaming with inner light. "The vessel of the ancestors," Nia said reverently. "Dormant since the Great Cataclysm. Legend says only the chosen one can awaken it." Dr. Harrington was ecstatic. "Incredible! The metallurgical composition alone could revolutionize our understanding." "It's a ship," Nathan interrupted, drawn forward by an invisible force. "A damn beautiful one." High Priestess Kayla stepped forward, stern. "You should not approach the vessel, human. Many have tried. All have failed." But Nathan barely heard her. Something about the craft called to him. Like the vision from his dream, the sleek ship beckoned. Defying hesitation, he laid his palm against its cool surface. Instantly, the vessel vibrated. Intricate patterns of light danced across its hull, electrifying the air. A collective gasp rippled through the Aryans as a seam materialized, revealing a beckoning doorway. Nuria's expression was astonishment. "Unbelievable," she breathed. A grin spread across Nathan's face. "Fancy a ride?" Neria's voice was a quiet invitation, her fingers closing around Nathan's wrist before my mother sees. The chaos surrounding the ship became perfect cover as Neria guided Nathan through a hidden passage behind an ancient tapestry. The corridor descended, lit by bioluminescent flora identical to the chamber above. "Where are we headed?" Nathan questioned, aware of her soft, azure touch. "To the Hall of Prophecy," she answered, her voice hushed with urgency. "The vessel's activation. It was foretold." The passage opened into a circular room, carvings and symbols adorning the walls. In the center stood a pedestal, supporting an ancient book bound in metallic leather. "Few even know this place exists," Neria explained, releasing his wrist and approaching the book. As a daughter of the High Priestess, I am privy to this sacred knowledge. He watched as she gently opened the book, its pages radiating a soft light. What does it say? It speaks of an awakener, one from beyond the stars, destined to arrive when Alari faces its greatest peril. Her amber eyes met his. For 10,000 years, our greatest minds have strived to activate this vessel. All have failed. And you think that's me? Skepticism colored Nathan's voice. The prophecy describes one who commands the skies instinctively, not through learned skill, one whose blood carries echoes of the ancestors, unknown to them, the one who returns when darkness reclaims the light. Nathan ran a hand through his hair. I'm just a pilot who lucked out. I'm nothing special. Neria stepped closer, her scent, like cinnamon and ozone, enveloping him. The vessel responded to you, Nathan Felton, in 10 millennia, to no other. She spoke his name with reverence, sending a tremor through him. He saw curiosity, wonder, and an unidentifiable emotion in her eyes. Some of my people will perceive you as a threat, she said, her voice dropping. The vessel's awakening will shatter the established order. The High Council, and perhaps even my mother, may attempt to prevent you from fulfilling the prophecy. And what's your opinion? Nathan asked, aware of their proximity. Neria's gaze was intense, searching. I find you fascinating. Your species has only recently joined the galactic stage, yet you possess qualities my people, with all our advancement, seem to have forgotten. Tentatively, her hand rose, her fingers brushing his cheek. A strange tingling sensation radiated from the point of contact. Your determination, your adaptability, her voice was a soft whisper. The way you navigated the vortex storm when our pilots deemed it impossible. There is something inherent about humans, about you, that defies logic. He leaned into her touch. Maybe we're just too stubborn to realize when something's impossible. A smile played on her lips. Perhaps that is exactly what we need. Electricity crackled between them. He was unsure who initiated the moment, but suddenly her lips were on his warm, soft, and tasting of something unfamiliar and exquisite. The kiss deepened, her body pressing against his as his arms circled her waist. When they separated, both breathless, Neria's eyes widened. That was, she began. A mistake, Nathan offered, anxious he'd violated a cultural norm. Illuminating, she finished, smiling. Your species expresses connection differently, but the core is similar. Nathan chuckled. That's one way to describe it. Her expression turned serious. The prophecy speaks of a bond between the Awakener and a daughter of Ari, a union to bridge worlds and fight the approaching shadows. That's quite a first-date expectation, Nathan joked, to ease the moment. Neria tilted her head, puzzled. Date? A human courtship ritual that usually involves food, conversation, and learning about each other before facing the end of the world. Her laughter sounded like wind chimes. I would enjoy experiencing this date ritual, but first, we must return. They will have noticed our absence by now. They retraced their steps through the secret passage. Nathan felt a tremor of dread, swallowed by the enigma of prophecies, ancient spacecraft, and a captivating alien priestess whose touch ignited a fervent flame within him. This clandestine mission, far removed from his mundane security duties, had ensnared him. Just as they reached the grand chamber, Neria's hand, a gentle restraint on his chest, halted him. Tonight, after the celestial meal, a promise hung heavy in her eyes, whispering tales of destiny, a prophecy concerning them, of destiny's intertwining threads. Nathan nodded, captivated, already pledged to the unfolding path, his curiosity an unyielding anchor. The twin moons of Arari cast long, ethereal shadows across the celestial garden, strange blossoms, some shutting their petals as he passed, others exhaling sweet fragrances into the night, filled the air with an exotic beauty that was both familiar and alien. Neria awaited him by a luminous pool, a shimmering expanse of aquatic life drifting beneath the surface. Her silver hair, a moonlit halo, crowned a form draped in midnight blue, a robe that complemented her skin's ethereal hue. You came, her amber eyes mirrored the moonlight. Was there ever doubt? An almost magnetic pull drew Nathan towards her. After the events of today, I might understand if you chose to return to your ship. She gestured to a stone bench. My people guard their secrets closely. As they sat, the electric tension between them, palpable, was countered by the deliberate space they maintained. Your mother wasn't pleased when we returned to the chamber. Neria's expression darkened. The High Priestess has ruled Ari for centuries, holding firm to her customs, shunning change, her heart cold to challengers. I'm not challenging, Nathan protested. I merely touched a ship, a vessel that slumbered since the Great Cataclysm. A ship, according to our histories, awakened only by one with ancestral blood. Her gaze, piercing, settled upon him. My mother fears what this signifies. He ran a hand through his hair. And what exactly does it mean? Instead of answering, Neria reached into her robe, drawing forth a metallic seashell-like device. A holographic projection materialized above the pool's strange symbols and diagrams, slowly revolving. I took these from the vessel's data core while elders argued about you, she explained. Their coordinates, Nathan star charts, to systems unseen in any database, uncharted space, or something intentionally erased. Neria's voice lowered to a hushed whisper. There's more. I found recent communications between members of the High Council and an unknown species. The language is foreign, the tone unsettling. Do you believe members of your people are collaborating with hostile aliens? Perhaps even with the darkness the prophecies warn against? Her hand found his in the darkness, a warmth spreading through his arm. There's something else you must know. The vessel holds knowledge of the Vex, a parasitic species that nearly decimated our world 10,000 years ago. A chill, deeper than the night air, crept over Nathan. And you believe they're returning? I believe they never truly departed. Neria's grip tightened. The records suggest their ability to inhabit a host, controlling them for generations. The implications struck Nathan like a physical blow. Your mother. Neria's eyes mirrored unshed tears. She's different since the solstice, more reclusive, hostile towards outsiders. These communications I uncovered. She couldn't finish. Driven by instinct, Nathan embraced her. Her body stiffened, then melted into his, her face buried in his shoulder. I'm sorry, he whispered, inhaling the scent of exotic blossoms and something uniquely hers. The vessel wasn't just a ship, she continued, her voice muffled against his chest. It was created to contain the last of the Vex leadership. By awakening it, I may have started a countdown to their release. Nathan finished grimly. Neria pulled back enough to meet his gaze. The prophecy speaks of the Awakener, the one who releases the darkness, and the one who conquers it, with the help of a daughter of Alari. Her intensity sparked a new fire in his heart. He leaned forward, capturing her lips in a kiss, different from their first, deeper, more urgent, fueled by a desperate need for connection in the face of impending peril. When they parted, breathing heavily, Neria pressed her forehead against his. Among my people, such a bond is rare and sacred. We call it the binding, a merging of spirits. On Earth, we have similar concepts, Nathan. Soulmates, truly, Anya murmured. A faint, sorrowful smile touched her lips. My mother would never condone this. An Ayaran uniting with an outsider is utterly unheard of. I've never been one to strictly adhere to conventions, Nathan replied, gently brushing a strand of silver hair from her face. Their intimate moment was abruptly fractured by the sound of approaching footsteps. They sprang apart just as High Priestess Kala materialized from the shadows, flanked by two imposing temple guards. Her countenance was a chilling tableau of glacial fury. I see you have not only betrayed your people, but your very lineage, daughter, she pronounced, her voice as sharp and cold as ice. Mother, please, Nuria began, but the High Priestess raised a hand, and Nuria's voice died in her throat, as if physically stifled. You have imparted sacred knowledge to this outsider. You have flagrantly violated our most ancient laws. Nathan stepped forward protectively. Your daughter was attempting to safeguard your people. There is something crucial you must comprehend regarding the vessel. I know precisely what the vessel contains, Kayla interrupted, her eyes blazing with an unsettling, unnatural luminescence. I have safeguarded its secrets for centuries, and now you have irrevocably undone everything. As she spoke, Nathan observed something deeply disturbing, a subtle, disturbing undulation beneath the skin of her neck, as if something were slithering just beneath the surface. The Vex, he whispered, dawning realization chilling him. They are already here. Kayla's lips curled into a smile that held no warmth. Clever human. Yes, we have been present, waiting, preparing, and now, thanks to your intervention, our dominion is imminent once more. Run, Nathan urged, seizing Naya's hand and pulling her away from her unsettlingly altered mother. The temple guards lunged, but Nathan was quicker, toppling a large ornamental urn to create a momentary barrier. They fled through the garden, ducking beneath the low-hanging branches of alien flora that seemed to writhe and reach for them as they passed. Behind them, Kayla's voice echoed with an unearthly resonance. "You cannot escape. The awakening has commenced." Nathan guided Nuria through a narrow fissure in the garden wall, emerging onto a moonlit path that snaked towards the central temple. "We must reach the vessel," he gasped, chest heaving. "The temple will be heavily fortified," Nia warned, her breath coming in ragged gasps as they continued their desperate flight. "Then we shall discover another ingress." They ducked into a shadowed alcove as a patrol of guards marched past. Nathan felt Naya tremble against him, her body pressed close in the confined space. Despite the pervasive danger, he was acutely aware of her warmth. The faint, captivating scent of her skin. "I know of a secret passage," she whispered once the patrol had receded. "Through the catacombs beneath the temple. Very few recall its existence." Following Nia's lead, they navigated to a small, unassuming structure on the periphery of the temple grounds. Inside, she pressed a specific sequence of symbols upon the wall, revealing a hidden staircase that spiraled down into utter darkness. The catacombs were ancient, the air thick with the suffocating weight of millennia and dust. Bioluminescent fungi provided a spectral, faint light, casting eerie blue shadows across the intricately carved stone walls. "These tunnels predate the Great Cataclysm," Naya explained, as they ventured deeper into the labyrinthine depths. "My ancestors utilized them to conceal themselves from the Vex during their initial invasion." "How did they manage to overcome them previously?" Nathan inquired. "They didn't, not entirely. The historical accounts state they succeeded in apprehending the Vex leadership and imprisoning them within the vessel. But many of the parasitic entities persisted, concealed within unsuspecting hosts." Her voice faltered. "I never fathomed my own mother." Nathan squeezed her hand reassuringly. "We will find a means to liberate her." As they navigated the winding passages, Naya suddenly stopped, pressing a hand to her temple with a sharp expression of pain. "What is it?" Nathan asked, his voice laced with concern. "I can sense them attempting to connect with me," she whispered. "The Vex, they are telepathic. They are actively searching." Without warning, she sagged against him. Nathan caught her, lowering her gently to the ground. Her skin felt unnaturally feverish. A faint, disturbing movement beneath the surface of her neck sent a wave of icy dread through him. "No, no, no," he muttered, panic threatening to overwhelm him. "Nia, fight it." Her eyelids fluttered open, her eyes now glowing with the same unsettling, unnatural light he had witnessed in Kayla's. "Join us, Nathan Felton," she declared, her voice unnervingly distorted. "Your physique would serve as an exceptionally suitable host." A tendril of something dark and viscous emerged from her mouth, reaching insidiously towards him. Acting on pure instinct, Nathan recoiled, but the tendril pursued him, making contact with his skin. A searing jolt of pain shot through him for a fleeting instant, and then, nothing. The tendril withdrew as if it had been seared, and Naya cried out, her back arching unnaturally off the ground. A moment later, a small, writhing creature was expelled from her mouth. It scuttled across the stone floor with alarming speed before Nathan brought his boot down upon it, crushing it. Naya gasped, her senses returning. "What occurred?" "I believe it attempted to possess me but failed," Nathan explained, assisting her to sit up. "Then your body expelled it." "Impossible," she breathed. "The Vex are capable of inhabiting any living being." A faint pause. "Apparently not humans." Nathan helped her to her feet. Her mother's control, or perhaps something else, seemed astonished by my defiance. Naya's eyes widened, a flicker of understanding igniting within them. The ancestral prophecy, the bloodline of the ancients. "Nathan, what if our ancestors weren't lion at all? What if they were human, or akin to us?" Before he could voice his thoughts, the distant echo of footsteps resounded from the tunnel behind them. Urgency propelled us forward, our pace quickening until we were met by an impassable stone wall. "This can't be right," Naya breathed, her hands gliding over the impossibly smooth surface. Nathan studied the wall intently, his gaze catching faint markings mirroring those on the ancient craft. Acting on instinct, he pressed his palm against them. The stone shimmered and dissolved, unveiling a hidden chamber. There, at its heart, stood the vessel, bathed in a soft blue luminescence, as if patiently awaiting our arrival. "How did you know?" Noura asked, her voice laced with awe. "I didn't. It was just a feeling." Nathan approached the craft, its hum deepening as he drew nearer. "It feels like it's calling to me." As we stepped inside, the door sealed with a soft hiss. The interior was surprisingly vast, adorned with organic control panels that pulsed with a gentle light. Nathan settled into what appeared to be the pilot's seat, and the ship responded instantly, a symphony of displays illuminating around him. "It recognizes you," Naria whispered, her voice filled with wonder. She took the seat beside me, her hand finding mine. "What now?" Before I could answer, a holographic projection flickered into existence before us. It was a message, etched in an ancient tongue, which Naria translated with mounting excitement. Instructions, a fail-safe protocol, designed for the very escape of the Vex. The vessel housed a weapon, a frequency that could shatter the Vex neural network, but it required the touch of one carrying the ancestors' genetic code. "That would be me, apparently," I murmured, my fingers tracing the unfamiliar controls. Na's grip tightened on mine. "There's more. The weapon must be deployed at the very core of the Vex collective consciousness, their queen. According to this, she's hidden somewhere beneath the temple. So we have to fly this thing into the temple," I stated, a grimace forming. Nuria turned to me fully, her expression etched with gravity. "If we fail, Nathan, the Vex will spill beyond Ari. They'll consume world after world, including Earth." The immense weight of this realization settled upon my shoulders. "No pressure, then." Her gaze softened, and she leaned closer, her voice a tender whisper. "If these are to be our final moments, I would have them be meaningful." Her lips met mine, a kiss that began with gentle tenderness and rapidly deepened with an urgent passion. I drew her onto my lap, our bodies pressing together, a yearning for fusion. The vessel's lights pulsed in rhythm with our racing hearts, bathing us in an ethereal glow. "The binding," Nuria breathed against my lips. "Among my people, it is believed that when two souls join completely, they forge a power greater than either alone." My hands explored the curves of her form through the thin fabric of her robe. "On Earth, we have similar beliefs, different words, but the same idea." What followed transcended mere physical intimacy. It was a profound connection, bridging our minds and spirits. In that sacred space, surrounded by ancient technology and facing an impossible future, we found a moment of absolute unity. Afterward, we held each other close, our breathing gradually quieting. The vessel hummed around us, a gentle affirmation of our union. "Ready to save the world?" I asked, pressing my forehead against hers. Nia smiled, her amber eyes ablaze with a newfound resolve. "With you? Always?" "I can feel you," Nia whispered, her eyes widening in surprise. "In my mind." I felt it too, a subtle awareness of her thoughts and emotions weaving into my own consciousness. The binding. It created some kind of psychic link between us. "This is unprecedented," she murmured, her fingers intertwining with mine. "Even among my people, the binding is rarely so complete." Suddenly, an alert flashed across the control panel, shattering our reverie. A holographic display materialized, revealing a three-dimensional map of the temple complex, a pulsing red indicator deep within its structure. "The vessel has located the Vex Queen," I stated, studying the display. "But that can't be right. According to this, she's not beneath the temple. She's inside it, in the central chamber." Nuria leaned forward, her confusion morphing into dawning horror. "The sacred relic, the heart of Alari. It's been there for 10,000 years, guiding our civilization, our culture. Your entire society has been influenced by the Vex all this time," I realized with a sickening lurch. "Keeping you isolated, technologically stagnant, despite your advanced beginnings. A perfect breeding ground," Naria said bitterly, "and controlled evolution, all to create ideal hosts." My hands moved over the controls, the vessel responding to my thoughts almost before they fully formed. "We need to get to that chamber. Can you guide me through the temple?" "Yes," Naya replied. "But..." The vessel's comms crackled, High Priestess Kala's face appearing, distorted by a parasitic grip. "I know you hear me," Kayla's voice echoed, a chilling command. "Your human companions, aiding us, have located you." The image shifted, showcasing Dr. Harrington and the science team, their lives held hostage by temple guards. the telltale Vex infection markings etched on their necks. "Surrender the vessel, the human, or watch your kind wither," Kayla's voice hissed. "You have until dawn." Communication vanished, plunging them into silence. "She bluffs," Nathan stated, his voice laced with disbelief. "Vex possessors would have moved already." "They may not inhabit, but they can surely kill," Neria countered. "A plan, now." Nathan closed his eyes, focusing on the vessel's systems, a torrent of data flooding his mind. Schematics, weapon capabilities, defenses. A risky solution, he grasped, but a necessary one. "Every great victory rests on risk," Naraya whispered, squeezing his hand. A smile played on Nathan's lips. "Sounds distinctly human." Her amber eyes burned with fierce resolve. "Your plan? We'll force entry, chaos masking our rescue mission," Nathan replied, igniting the vessel's engines. "Distract the guards, locate your sacred relic, and then we take down the Queen." The vessel vibrated, rising silently from the hidden chamber. Through their mental link, Nathan was guided by Nura, navigating the temple's intricate corridors with intuitive precision. They burst through the catacombs ceiling, entering the temple's heart with a flurry of debris. Alarms blared as guards scattered before the hovering craft. "Central chamber ahead," Neria commanded, "protected by ancient safeguards." "Not for long," Nathan retorted, targeting the vessel's energy weapons. The massive doors shattered, the fragments flying. Entering the vast chamber, Nathan gasped. A colossal crystalline heart pulsed with an eerie red light, its tendrils weaving throughout the temple. "The heart of Ari," Nuria whispered, "controlling everything, the entire temple, a single colossal organism." Before they could react, the doors swung back open. High Priestess Kayla stormed in, dragging the expedition members. Dr. Harrington's face was marred, but hope flickered in his eyes at sight of Nathan. "I warned you," Kayla's voice boomed. "Now watch your friends die." Nathan called out, opening the vessel's hatch. "I'll surrender. Release them." Neria grabbed his arm. "Nathan, no." Across their connection, he sent a single thought. "Trust me." Understanding washed over her eyes, and she reluctantly released him. Nathan descended, hands raised. "I am the one you want, the Awakener. Release the others, and I'm yours." Kayla smiled, a chilling grimace. "Brave, but foolish. The Queen desires to study you." As Nathan approached, the crystalline heart pulsed faster, its crimson glow intensifying. Tendrils of energy stretched toward him. "What makes humans immune? A genetic anomaly? Or something deliberate?" Kayla mused. "Ask the Queen." "Your Queen," Nathan stated, pointing at the heart. "The true power behind this parasitic invasion. She's been hiding here for 10 millennia, slowly corrupting the civilization. Afraid of humans, for some reason she is." Nathan looked at Nura, understanding. "It's time." With that, Neria activated the vessel's weapon systems. A searing beam of blue energy struck the heart. A piercing shriek echoed through the chamber as Kayla fell, her parasitic grip weakening. A parasitic entity within her writhed in torment. The temple guardians faltered, the Vex parasites violently expelled from their forms by the disruptive wave. The central heart throbbed with desperate fury, fissures spiderwebbing its surface as it resisted the vessel's assault. Tendrils of raw energy lashed out, one slamming into Nathan, hurling him across the chamber. "Nathan!" Nera's voice, both spoken and mental, pierced the chaos as she rushed to his side. Through their link, he felt her fear, her fierce resolve. "Together," he projected, "we finish this." Pain lanced through Nathan as Nera helped him rise. The crystalline heart was shattering, its furious red glow flickering erratically, cracks widening. But it wasn't beaten. Not yet. "It's still fighting," Nathan gasped, leaning heavily on Nera. "The weapon, it's not enough." Around them, the freed inhabitants stirred, including High Priestess Kala, who blinked in bewildered horror, recognizing the parasitic control. The human expedition members aided each other, Dr. Harrington offering a shaky thumbs up from across the space. "We need to return to the vessel," Nera urged, supporting Nathan as they stumbled towards their craft. Before they could reach it, the heart unleashed a blinding flash. As the light subsided, a figure materialized. A woman-like entity, her translucent skin revealing the pulsing organs beneath, her eyes vast, entirely black. "The Vex Queen," Nera whispered. "Ancestors," the Queen rasped, her voice like scraping stone. "After all this time, you return." Nathan felt an inexplicable draw, a strange connection. "I'm not your ancestor," he stated, a tremor of doubt in his voice. The Queen tilted her head, studying him. "Your ignorance is amusing." She gestured, and a section of the temple wall slid away, revealing a hidden alcove containing a swirling vortex of energy. "Your ignorance will not shield you, nor this world." As she moved towards the portal, a searing pain erupted in Nathan's temple. He sank to his knees, images flooding his mind. Not his memories, but something far more ancient. He saw Earth, yet not as he knew it. Primeval cities pulsed with technology beyond human comprehension. He witnessed the first Vex incursion, a desperate struggle, and the ultimate solution. A mass exodus of humanity, genetically altered to resist Vex assimilation, fleeing towards distant stars. "Nathan!" Nera's voice seemed to fade as the visions intensified. He saw the refugees colonizing multiple worlds, including Alari. He observed how some maintained their original human form, while others adapted, evolving into distinct species, including the Allians. He saw the creation of the vessels, engineered as weapons against the Vex, programmed to respond only to the original human genetic signature. "I understand now," Nathan gasped, the visions receding. "We're related, Nera. Humans and your people share a common lineage. Your ancestors were human refugees who escaped Earth when the Vex first attacked millennia ago." Nera's eyes widened. "That's why the bond between us was so strong. Why you can pilot the vessel when no one else from my people can." The Queen reached the portal, her form beginning to shimmer as she prepared to enter. "Your dawning comprehension is too late," she sneered. "I shall return to my hive, and we will consume your worlds, one by one." Nathan pushed himself to his feet, determination eclipsing his pain. "Not if I can prevent it." He lunged towards the vessel, Nera by his side. "You can't follow her through that portal," Nera pleaded as they reached the craft. "It's interdimensional. You could be lost forever." "I have no choice," Nathan replied, settling into the pilot's seat. "If she escapes, Earth is next." Nera hesitated for only a moment before taking the co-pilot's seat. "Then I'm coming with you." The vessel hummed to life at Nathan's touch, systems activating as if eager for pursuit. Through their link, he felt Nera's fear, but also her unyielding courage. "High Priestess," Nera called out to her mother, who had regained her composure. "You must seal the portal once we pass through. The ancient texts will guide you." Kyla nodded, tears welling in her eyes. "May the ancestors guide you, my daughter." As the vessel ascended, Dr. Harrington approached. "Felton, what in God's name are you doing?" "Saving Earth," Nathan replied through the comms. "Inform Fleet Command of what transpired here. Tell them to prepare should we fail." The scientist nodded grimly. "Godspeed, Commander." The vessel surged forward, plunging into the swirling vortex just as the Queen vanished into its depths. The sensation was indescribable, like being simultaneously stretched and compressed, torn asunder and reassembled. Colors alien to human language swirled around them. "The vessel is shielding us," Nera said, her voice filled with awe. The interdimensional journey warped reality. "We can't linger," Nathan urged, glimpses of the Vex Queen surging ahead, her relentless pursuit toward a distant light, her home world. Reaching it meant alerting the hive, unleashing a full-scale invasion. He pushed the vessel, feeling its raw power respond to his desperate will. They gained on her, the Queen turning, eyes blazing with fury and disbelief. "She didn't expect pursuit," Nathan growled. "No one's ever survived pursuing the Vex through their portals," Near replied, her voice taut with dread. As they closed, the Queen unleashed a psychic assault, a wave of mental energy that slammed into Nathan's mind, a searing pain that made him cry out, the vessel momentarily shuddering. Narya seized his hand, their fingers locking. "Focus on me," she whispered urgently. "Our bond is stronger." He channeled their connection, drawing strength from their shared essence. The vessel steadied, the chase resuming. "Almost there," he gritted, but dread gnawed. What then? Narya pointed to a schematic on the console. "The vessel knows. A containment field, designed to neutralize a Vex Queen. One shot," Nathan breathed. "One shot to end this." The Queen, now close, her form shimmering as she fled toward the exit portal. Nathan aligned the targeting system, Narya's consciousness merging with his, their combined focus a deadly precision. "For Earth," Nathan whispered, his voice a prayer. "For Alari." Narya echoed. For our ancestors, they breathed as one, before unleashing the weapon. A blinding flash engulfed the queen, her scream a symphony of rage and disbelief as the ancient technology worked flawlessly, compressing her into a pulsating sphere of light, drawn into the vessel's core. We got her, Nathan breathed, relief flooding him. But Narya's triumph was cut short by deafening alarms. The portal was collapsing, the vortex swirling into a maelstrom of deep reds and blacks, the exit point vanishing. We're trapped, Narya choked, fear lacing her voice. Refusing defeat, Nathan connected deeply with the vessel's systems. Navigational data, emergency protocols, an escape route flooded his mind. His eyes snapped open. The vessel knows a way, but it's perilous. We punch through the dimensional barrier's weakest point, where we entered, but it's closing fast. He spun the vessel, engines screaming, the craft responding with desperate eagerness. The Alari portal dwindled in the distance. We won't make it, Narya whispered, clinging to him. Yes, we will, Nathan declared, his jaw tight with defiance. Our ancestors built this ship to fight the Vex. It won't fail us now. As they hurtled toward the shrinking portal, the Queen's consciousness thrashed against her containment, trying to break free. Nathan felt her alien thoughts brushing against his mind. You think you've won, human? You comprehend nothing. Astonishingly, he could communicate. Enlighten me. Images exploded in his mind. An ancient, technologically advanced Earth civilization, their stellar colonies, their devastating war with the Vex. Your ancestors were arrogant, just like you, the Queen sneered. They believed they controlled the universe. And yet, Nathan countered, you're captured, and we're still fighting. The Queen's mental laughter was ice. You've won a skirmish in a millennia-long war. My hive continues. Maybe, Nathan acknowledged, but now we know, and humans excel against impossible odds. He sensed her confusion, her inability to grasp the human spirit that had driven his ancestors, and him, to face insurmountable threats without surrendering hope. The portal was a mere pinpoint, closing rapidly. Narya's voice pulled him back. Whatever happens, I'm glad I found you. He saw the depth of emotion in her amber eyes. We're making it. Trust me. Nathan pushed the ship to its absolute breaking point, feeling its structure groan against the very fabric of reality as the portal flickered, almost vanishing into the chaotic dimensional maelstrom. Hold me, he urged Nera, who clung to him as he spun the craft into a daring corkscrew, unleashing its primary weapon at the heart of the dwindling gateway. The blast struck its edge, momentarily widening the passage, just enough for their spiraling vessel to slip through like a desperate thread through a closing eye. They re-entered normal space with a deafening crack, the ship bucking violently until Nathan wrested back control. Below them lay the comforting familiarity of Alari, its central temple shimmering beneath the morning sun. We're back, Nera whispered, her embrace tightening. You did it, Nathan. We did it. He corrected her, his gaze meeting hers. Their shared relief and joy a palpable force. He couldn't resist pulling her into a kiss that spoke volumes of the fear they'd conquered, the profound bond they'd forged, and the future they now had a chance to build together. Upon landing in the temple courtyard, they were hailed as saviors. High Priestess Kala, her mind finally free from the Vex's influence, tearfully embraced her daughter. Dr. Harrington and his team swarmed Nathan, eager for details of their interdimensional voyage. The Queen? Kala inquired, her tone somber. Secured, Nathan assured her. The ship is designed for her containment, indefinitely. And what did she reveal? Narya asked, sensing the Queen's disclosure through their connection. Nathan smiled. The truth of our shared past, Earth and Alari. We are kin, separated by ages and evolution, but family all the same. In the ensuing days, Nathan collaborated with scholars, delving into the ship's immense database, uncovering knowledge that promised to reshape understanding. The history of an ancient human civilization that had seeded the stars. Their advanced technologies, the worlds they had explored. This changes everything, Dr. Harrington, stated a scholar, reviewing the initial findings. That's precisely my hope, Nathan replied. One evening, as Alari's twin sons dipped behind the temple spires, Nathan found Nera waiting in the eastern garden, where their secrets first intertwined. The High Council has made a decision, she announced, her expression unreadable. They are formally establishing diplomatic ties with Earth, and they've appointed me ambassador. Nathan's heart sank. So you'll be leaving? A smile bloomed on her face. Only if my human pilot is willing to fly me there. Relief and elation flooded him. I believe that can be arranged. The Council also decreed that the vessel will be studied collaboratively by human and Alarian scientists, she continued, drawing nearer. They'll require someone who can actually pilot it. Sounds like a full-time position, Nathan mused, his hands finding her waist. Indeed, one that might necessitate your spending considerable time on Alari. Her amber eyes sparkled mischievously. Perhaps even permanently, Nathan feigned consideration. I do admit to a certain fondness for blue-skinned priestesses. Just one in particular, I hope, she murmured, leaning into him. This time their kiss was unhurried, a promise rather than a desperate clinging. Through their bond, Nathan felt her joy, her hope for their shared future, emotions that mirrored his own perfectly. Later, lying together beneath the unfamiliar stars, Nera traced patterns on his chest. The prophecy foretold the Awakener ushering in a new era. I doubt anyone envisioned it quite like this. Humans possess an aptitude for the unexpected, Nathan replied, kissing her forehead. It's rather our specialty. Your confidence, your resilience, your refusal to surrender. She shook her head in awe, even after learning of their shared ancestry. There's a unique spark within you humans that we somehow lost along our evolutionary path. Perhaps, Nathan considered thoughtfully, or perhaps it was merely dormant, awaiting the precise moment and catalyst for its reawakening. As if in response, the ancient vessel hummed softly from its resting place in the temple courtyard, its systems resonating with their entwined bond. A human pilot and an Alarian priestess, bridging worlds long sundered by millennia, charting the inaugural chapter of a shared destiny for their peoples. And deep within the vessel's contained heart, the captured Vex Queen felt an emotion alien to her eons of existence: uncertainty. For the first time, she faced an adversary whose unwavering spirit and sheer tenacity defied her comprehension. Humanity, with its inexplicable capacity to triumph against all odds. Her unfathomable gift for creating connections, defying the limits of realms and beings, shone brightest. Possibly, it represented the one universal power even the Vex struggled to comprehend.